The main pieces of legislation governing data protection in Switzerland are the Federal Act on Data Protection, the FADP, which was adopted on the 19th of June 1992, and the Ordinance to the Federal Act on Data Protection of the 14th of June 1993. Under the FADP, data subjects have the right of access, the right to object, and the right to rectification or deletion of their personal data. The Federal Data Protection and Information Commissioner, the FDPIC, is the federal body responsible for supervising compliance with the FADP. Individual cantons within Switzerland have their own data protection authorities, which are only responsible for supervising the compliance of cantonal bodies. The FDPIC can investigate cases on its own initiative or at request. If it finds that a particular violation has occurred, it can issue recommendations requesting that the entity stop the processing of data. If the entity rejects these recommendations or does not comply with them, the FDPIC can refer the matter to the Federal Administrative Court for a decision. It should also be noted that the FDPIC does not have the power to issue sanctions against data controllers or processors. Private entities are obliged to declare their data files to the FDPIC if they regularly process sensitive data or if they regularly disclose personal data to third parties. In addition, the appointment of a data protection officer is not mandatory in Switzerland. However, if a data controller has appointed a DPO who independently monitors compliance with data protection legislation, they do not have an obligation to declare their data files to the FDPIC. Moreover, the FADP and the Ordinance do not include a duty to notify a breach to the supervisory authority or to data subjects. However, both the FADP and the Ordinance include specific provisions on the duty to ensure the confidentiality, availability, and integrity of data, and the adoption of adequate technical and organizational measures to prevent unauthorized processing of data. The FADP is currently under revision, which aims to align Swiss data protection law with the GDPR. The revised FADP is being deliberated by the two councils of the Swiss Parliament, the National Council and the Council of States. Some of the topics that are currently being considered in the revision of the FADP are profiling, especially with regards to sensitive personal data, the protection of minors, and the definition of personal data. In addition, the revised FADP includes specific requirements to notify the FDPIC and data subjects in case of a data breach. Whilst there is no specific timeline for the adoption of the revised FADP, a second reading has been completed, and the aim is to bring the revised FADP into force as soon as possible. To continue researching key compliance requirements in Switzerland, use jurisdiction dashboards to quickly access the latest regulatory developments and best practice from leading experts.